Cultivating Harmony. Today I wanted to talk about Chinese medicine and its emphasis on youth and longevity. I've noticed recently that there's this kind of disconnect on what the meaning of youth and longevity and its value is in Chinese medicine versus how we tend to think of it in modern mainstream culture in the West. And that I found that there's this kind of seemingly counterculture, if you will, in the mainstream that really kind of pushes this narrative on accepting aging, just taking it for what it is. If your body's falling apart, that's just part of it. There's a lot of this kind of negativity towards not just embracing and accepting every single part of aging. And while this may have some positive aspects to it, such as finding value of people of all ages, including the older and the elderly, and what they have to offer society and our culture in terms of experience, as well as finding meaning throughout all time periods of our lives, etc. However, like many things in mainstream culture currently, I find that this is something that has been taken to kind of the extreme. And I would say this is mostly directed towards women, and very much so when it comes to physical looks. It's a big thing right now to not want to appear young, to accept, like I said, embrace and accept our aging, our wrinkles, our fat, our sagging, our hair turning gray, all these things. And it's almost to a point that the admiration or understanding of what youth and longevity has, anything that's, considered youthful in this way is considered kind of, and the fact that it's so quickly to go from maybe a place of being normal to an extreme like this makes me wonder if there is kind of an agenda to maybe force us to look in a different direction that is not maybe accurate, in turn to maybe disguise or cover up things that are actually. Interestingly enough, despite the trendy pushback on embracing aging, some of the top searches on YouTube actually include questions such as how to stay young and healthy, how to stay younger for longer and slow down the aging process, how to stay young, fit, and smart forever. So while these may seem kind of silly, there is still a bit of an intuitive understanding or connection between the importance of not just youth, but it being connected to health and wellness. And we know in Chinese medicine, and it's become quite trendy as well in the mainstream, that our inner reflects the outer, and vice versa, that the outer reflects the inner. So in the same way, how balanced and well kept and healthy our internal world is, whether that's, mental or physical, this is displayed and represented externally by our appearance. It is one part of the external, right? Not just the function necessarily. And you may even know someone personally that may be of an older age, however, maybe they have a very youthful attitude or perspective of life. And they happen to also visibly look younger than people of their same age, or are in general just more vibrant and more active, more physically fit, more physically able than others that are actually their age. And I think it's relatively accepted that the better our health condition is, the more likely you are not only just to live a longer life, but to live a longer life of higher quality. And the thing that I appreciate about Chinese medicine and Taoism, which is where Chinese medicine is taken from, is that it's not a system that tells you what to do. It's simply the observation of nature and how it functions, how it corresponds to different aspects of itself. And because of this, you can really understand everything and its effects. So Chinese medicine understands that youthfulness is key to longevity. Aging and death is physical degeneration in its simplest terms. There's no other way around it, okay? So because we are born, we are going to naturally have to face the death of the physical body. This is unavoidable. However, the longer that we are able to maintain youthfulness, the slower the effects of physical and mental degeneration will be, which in turn results in longevity and also a higher quality of life. And even though we may want to deny this in modern times, we have this bit of knowledge silently woven into kind of our culture. When we think of sayings like live hard or fast and die young, this concept of living recklessly, not taking care of the physical body, taxing our body in unhealthy ways. These types of things do in fact shorten our lifespan. So, Chinese medicine aims to support natural youthfulness and longevity through our lifestyle, which is considered conduct in Chinese medicine. Also, food choices, herbs, acupuncture, meditation, etc. Instead of using artificial methods to invoke youthfulness that mainstream and modern technology and culture adopts, and there is a huge range of them, and we're talking about things as simple as even just filters, right? Photoshop, makeup, Botox, fillers, all the way to plastic surgery. These are all ways that they try to stimulate or mimic youthfulness. Chinese medicine really wants to encourage this in natural ways with our own body. But we should take note that there are simple and yet very powerful ways to stimulate and influence our own youthfulness and longevity. And we can work this from either side, whether it's the internal of using our thoughts and our mind and keeping those in a youthful perspective. You know, I hear so often when people reach a certain age, and we're not even talking about very old or elderly people. People will reach a certain age, and it's really just a very subjective or self-imposed age for something. And they say, oh, I'm just too old. I'm too old to do this. I'm too old for this or that. And they give up, you know, certain activities or certain ways of being. But who is to say you are too old for something? You're basically signing yourself for a self-prescribed decline or degeneration. If we can set our mindset to that of one which is young, or youthful, or childlike. I'm not saying childish, but childlike. We keep an open mind. We want to learn new things. Seek new experiences. Search for fresh new inspiration for something. These are all things that help to keep the mind young. So basically, what we're doing is tricking or reprogramming the mind into believing and perceiving itself as young, so then the body will follow. This is the internal affecting the external. And this is why it's recommended so often to people who are retired to keep up their activities or hobbies, or even to begin new ones. When they have stimulating activities that they have to attend, people who are expecting them, and in general, just somewhere that you have to be every day or every week, etc., the body will find a way to get itself there for as long as possible. And likewise, staying physically fit, staying physically active, walking, stretching, qigong, tai chi, and really just in general caring for the physical body, or even helping the body to appear young naturally. I think it's easily understood that the more physically active we are, and that we're able to be, generally the younger we look or appear. And generally the more positive and healthy the mindset we have, especially of the self. So I hope this cleared the air on the topic of youth and longevity. And if you've made it this far, please make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next time.